Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I'm your host, David Strege, and today I have another review for you of a filmmaker that, believe it or not, I had picked up their Plan 9, but I needed to go back to the beginning of their um, filmography and decided to look at Darkstone Entertainment director John Johnson's first feature film called Shadowhunters from 2004. And he also later on created the Skeleton Key franchise, which I will eventually review them here on this channel and the rest of the features down the road. But I want to go. I want to review this one. So it was originally distributed by Brain Damage Films, but after distribution with Brain Damage Films, the company dumped a lot of these films that they picked up into Pendulum Pictures, which is a variant company of Mill Creek. So hundreds, 100 packs of films that were then split into 450 packs and then split up into 2 packs of 8 or 12 films a piece, because I'm not entirely sure, but they could be 6 film packs, but I've seen all of these multi-packs around, and I myself own the 450 packs, which I could show you right now. But as it turns out, this first film of John Johnson's can be found on the Tombs of Terror 50-pack. This feature begins... And I'm glad I actually went and bought the feature from Amazon, which it got kind of a cool cover. The feature begins with a group of 4 men: Goose, played by Simmons; Ray, played by Smith; Murphy, played by Taylor; and Hudson, played by John Johnson himself, are tracking down a creature and trying to save a woman from possession from this demon-like character called Malfadar, played by Lily. What I like about this film is, so far, is that these 4 men seem to be a team on the side of good against evil. As we learned that this beginning scuffle was 5 years ago, so this part was filmed in black and white, and probably to discern that it was in the past. The demon creature, or whatever he is, kind of sounds to me like Mr. Smee from Hook or Crowley from Supernatural, but I'm getting a sense of 1920s era G-men in the days of Alan Pinkerton and his army of his own made men. For in a sense, in order to start putting hard criminals away, America had to adapt to their own extreme measures, as in Pinkerton and his Baltimore plot. If you know nothing about history, the Baltimore plot was one of Pinkerton's claim to fame, where his detective agency foiled a plot to assassinate President Abraham Lincoln on his way to his first inauguration speech. But as we well know, they were not ultimately able to foil his actual assassination by James Wilkes Booth. So, enough of the history lesson. Back to the film. Fast forward to the present day. Goose is laying low with Hudson when they get a call from Murphy to get over to Ray's place. Either Ray or Murphy that begins to tell the group that he thinks that Malfador has resurfaced, for learning that a hospital was built on the fault line that they believe harbors the spiritual energy, or his spiritual energy, and is in fact the location in which they had dispersed the creature those many years ago. Meanwhile, it appears that the games are just about to begin, as a group of sorority girls, or shall I say pledges, are marched into the hospital to spend the night, as part of their hazing, as it were, with only toilet paper, flashlights, and bra and panties. While the Shadowhunters that work for the society called the Inner Circle gear up to walk into or on this madness. This was just a fun film all around. I feel like the actors and actresses had a lot of fun with the roles, and there was a little bit of lunacy that had to be portrayed. And I believe a lot of the adult situations and killings, being able to take a spiritual rape and turn it into a transference from body to body, and having a bit of twist in the end. I like that everyone involved as an actor or an actress at least got a little bit of screen time. So I feel it was equaled out. I remember this film, which is funny. I enjoyed this feature better than I enjoyed the first Skeleton Key, which was directed later. I hate to say, but the doctor in that film was quite hilarious. Um, John Johnson, the director, played the comic relief Hudson, which I totally think was playing off a variation of Hudson Hawk in this feature. So I definitely feel his stage presence, especially when all he wants to do is use his gun. My favorite line in the film has to do with the effects that were not CGI and blood that didn't look entirely real. I think that there was a great scene where it looked like one of the boys' heads got chopped off in a door, and then another scene where there was a choke um, erase that was kind of comical, where the girls in charge of the hazing really got what they deserved. I felt that there was a character and a history that could be believed. I like that the group's leader was this totally serious guy who looks like he had no emotion, which I believe his name was Murphy. And my favorite line from Goose is, "Gone could be good, or it could be bad." There were definitely some one liners in the film that were kind of fruity. It was just a simple submission, anyways. And besides, you could be credited for what you've helped out on. Um, I feel like all of the characters were strong in their own way. So if this is a film that sounds like you would enjoy watching it, I would definitely say track it down for what it is. Either alone or you can find it on Mill Creek's Pendulum Pictures Tomb of Terror 50 pack. But right now, you can find it on Amazon. You can pretty much pick it up for $7 tops. Or if you wanted to on YouTube, it's playing on Kings of Horror. I definitely enjoyed the film. There were definitely a lot of decent actors in the feature that I wouldn't mind seeing again. I mean, come on, kind of a gangster squad going up against a group of girls being killed by a demon that can transfer from body to body. They all just so happen to end up at the same hospital. Thank you for listening. I love describing these films for others, and appreciate the traffic on my page. If you have not, definitely like and subscribe to my page. Check out some of my other reviews, and hopefully you have enjoyed my description of this film. Uh, I appreciate indie films of all nature, and I just have a love of film, and I love to share. In any case, have a good evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are, and thanks for watching.